Well, it looks like we are ready to get into this game, and we will have the knife round. One thing we have confirmed, we have broken Infused record of finish second in the ESL Premiership. They are not going to be able to get that place. They will be finishing third. And just touching quickly on the final, I mean, we saw a fantastic performance from both Working Men and Reason Gaming. Do you think that Weber can perform that well in the final as he did in the semi-finals?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Weber's not one of these players that's going to get into that final and then it sort of sets in sort of fear or anything. He's done this so many times, you know, he's been here time and time again, no matter if it's sort of the UK Prem or what tournament it is, obviously, as well, back in Source, competing on a European level and early CSGO as well with a Nexus. He's always been this talent. He always knows how to keep himself with a level head, and he's got a good team around him as well. There's a lot of structure. None of these guys are going to get sort of above themselves, really. Everyone's sort of on the same page. It's the same thing with the star talent across that board. I mean, players like Bayfam that can really pop off at great times, do a lot of damage. You can see that there's so much sort of calm play style in that team, and it's great to see as well, because that's what you want. It seems to all gel together quite well. Reason have been putting a lot of work in online as well, practicing to try and get to this point. And that's why it was scary when you looked at our two semi-finals originally. It was the fact you've got sort of the mixed clown fiesta where it's all going to be kicking off, just sort of deathmatch style CS, and then the structured play with Infused versus Reason. And there was always the hope that was going to go for the full 3 maps, and it did in the end. And it was great to see, because you have two of these sides that sort of, throughout the group stages, were the two that it was like, okay, yeah, this is it. This is where we're seeing a lot more structure coming into play. It's good to see, which is what we sort of wanted.
Yeah, well, sorry guys, we are having a few delays. It looks like there was just an error in the first knife round, but we are going to get back into it. Another knife round is underway, and obviously both of these teams are going to be trying to get this CT side, because it is very CT heavy, this map, and I'm looking forward to seeing Inferno. Again, welcome if you are just joining us. This is the third place playoff that you are witnessing. Both of these teams lost 2-1 in their semi-finals. And it looks like Infused are going to carry on their tradition of winning knife rounds, as they won all 3 of their knife rounds in their semi-final game, actually. But Joe is just going to kind of run away here and just delay the inevitable, it would seem.
Yeah, Joe being a little bit of a sneaky beaver right now, waiting to see if anyone is going to push into him. But it'll go down. Red Snake are going to get that swipe off, and most likely you will see that CT side being picked up, and they'll want to try and kick things off with a nice dominant half.
Yep, definitely. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see an extremely heavily deficit kind of going in the favor of Team Infused if they were to take CT, but it looks like they might stay on T. You're going to start on Terrace first, or no, okay, they are swapping.
Yeah, I think the swap's going to be coming in soon.
Yeah, there was a bit of banter at the bottom there. I think United Estonia were like, no, it's fine, we'll play CT first, but Infused are going to do the sensible thing. They are going to swap round, which is a good thing, and I could see Infused just kind of running away like we did see in the semi-final when they were on Cobblestone. Yes, okay, they were terrorists on that side, but it's a terrorist side map. They went 12 rounds up, and now going into Inferno, I'd be expecting kind of a maybe 10, 11 rounds coming out from them. It can be very easy on this CT round, especially if you hold places effectively. You're going to be looking to kind of stick a player in that pit who's confident with a rifle, just in case you get any early aggressive pushes with the pistol round. But let's take, hypothetically, let's say pistol round right now. Where would you push if you were on the terrorists? What is your favorite kind of push?
I mean, all of it's just dependent on information really that you get early on. It's the flow of the game. I mean, a lot of it is based off sort of spawns that you want to go for, how you want to play it out as well, and just sort of counter it off the back of that. I mean, we might sort of see just a bit of a contact play actually coming out from UE early on, potentially just going for that apps burst as they just flood their way out onto the A bomb site. If you do that, try and waste a little bit of utility that Infused will most likely have. They'll probably only have a few smokes invested into the majority of them going for that armor. You can drain that out fairly quickly, makes your life so much easier. They can't zone out the site and attempt the retake as easy, and it just sort of comes down to that. But that's the thing, right? Getting into this should be Infused's game to lose. But there's always that sliver, Dan. I mean, I wouldn't count UE out, because there is that upset side. You do have that potential. They can get into this. They pick up that first pistol round, all of a sudden there's that energy comes back into them. They've taken it all as just this best of one, that's fine. They forget the rest of the tournament and they want to win right now. That's when they're going to get the hype behind them again. And that's when you're going to be scared of a side like UE.
Yeah, definitely. I think an early start from UE is going to be very important. I'm not sure what's gone on. It looks like there's a few errors in the game, so we're not going to start just yet. We're just waiting for this swap to happen. There we go. Now we're ready. Infused are on the right side. They have chosen CT after winning the knife round, which is what we kind of expected. But I think you're right. I think if United Estonia can kind of come out of the blocks early, they can get an aggressive push, they can catch a few Team Infused members off guard. I mean, personally, I'd like something maybe a little bit a little bit random, maybe a push through apps or something like that, just try and really surprise Team Infused, try and take them out of their comfort zone, because Infused will probably think they are favourites. They are thinking we should win this game. If at any point they start to go down, maybe if they go a few rounds down, that's when they'll start to worry, that's when they'll start to panic and just say to they'll start to argue amongst themselves. So that's what they've definitely got to be careful of. But it's going to be an uphill struggle, I think, for United Estonia here. They had a very good round against Working Men, though, so I'm not going to count them out just yet. But it is going to be interesting, as we are going to see Inferno played. And so why is it, Jackie, that you love Inferno so much and you wanted to cast it so badly? Is it because it is out of the rotation and this might be the last time you ever get to cast it?
I think that's a bit of a running joke, of course, Dan, because Inferno is one of these maps that is a very slow style of CS across the board when you have that sort of higher tier play in between these two teams. Basically, a lot of it just relies on those smoke takes when you push down B early aggressive, smoke off towards the bottom banana, then rotate over, and it really does just rely heavily on smokes and slow style CS, just holding that default and wait for the timer to clock down. So there's not too much action, but to be honest, I doubt we're going to see that. I mean, as you said earlier, it is just going to be a little bit of fun between these two sides when you get to this position. Obviously, being a mixed side, they wouldn't really prefer to play Inferno, so you realise there must have been a little bit of a conscious decision to think, all right, let's let Inferno in, let's just do it, let's have one last hurrah on this map, and everyone must be on the same page there. As much as they are going to be battling out, you can see both of these teams, they want sort of that fun behind them, they want to just try and have a little bit of a more light-hearted third place decider, which is always going to be fun to see as well, because it does give us that potential breathing room for these more hero plays that could create some quite interesting highlights here, Dan.
Yeah, I get the feeling this is going to be a bit of a show match. We're going to see a lot of flashy plays as finally the game is going to be getting underway. Sorry about those issues, guys, but we are now going to be heading into the game. Infused versus United Estonia in our third place playoff here at the ESL CSGO UK Premiership. Infused, more of a structured team, so we'd be expecting them to kind of take this one. They are definitely the favourites. We're going to head into this first round where it looks like Red Snake is actually going to head towards B side, sorry, and I'm not entirely surprised because he had a lot of strong CT holds. As we will see, all of the members push up Banana, and Jenko will take down two. Chetty actually gets one with the help of a teammate to take down Jenko, and now Red Snake will back off and see if he can take anyone that does push to the side.
Well, that's the thing, that mid-aggression coming out. This is ridiculous. Roma with the 2K there, just tapping away. That final shot on towards Mick was absolutely juicy, Dan. And both are going to be the final one to go down. And to be honest, I'm feeling like we're going to be seeing a little bit of I don't know how many people actually remember this, but this reminds me of CSS mixes. That sort of very aggressive start. You open up the pistol round by just going for that push down banana in top mid and just trying to out-aim your opponent, and that is quite beautiful to watch. They've got a few nades as well. Potential to actually see a nade stack come out where they push 3 players towards mid, nade down, and 2 deep banana. I don't know if that is going to be coming out. Yeah, this is great. This is CSS mixes, Dan. This is huge.
Yeah, Jenko and Red Snake taking a very aggressive approach down banana, and we see 4 Mag 7s coming into play. This is what makes me think we are going to be in for a little bit of a show match, a little bit of showboating as Chetty gets the headshot with the scout. Joe will also push in and get a kill with his Tech 9. Lumji responds with his Swag 7. Jenko is here on the defensive, manages to get one. He's just pushing up to Banana as well. Mick gets taken down, so does Alex EU. Just can't find the kill. Fantastic defense with the Mag 7s here. And now they're going to push down Banana, but the smoke is there to try and stop them from pushing through. And Chetty will actually find another kill with the scout. 2, that's a double. He's doing some real work with the scout here. And Roma is the last man alive. He's not got much health to play with, but the bomb looks like it's moving towards A side.
That's the thing, obviously. Chetty spotting him out will relay that information to Boaster. He can just happily sprint his way towards the A bomb site, get it planted, has a smoke to work with as well, just back off, play off after plants here and just hold out. Roma, he's going to have a hard task. Seems like he actually just wants to go for it. There would have been that potential for the save, obviously, not wanting to risk to lose the M4, but the nade just rolls in, blows him out of the serve, and they're going to equalise that fairly quickly with a 1-1 scoreline. Chetty popping off there with a 4K.
Yeah, and I wonder if perhaps there was maybe a silly rush from Infused, and they might look back and say, maybe we should have taken that a little bit more seriously. They're definitely going to regret it if they end up losing this game and do finish 4th, but I tell you what, Jenko did some real work with that Mag 7, so perhaps it wasn't a bad buy after all, but we will tie this up 1-1 now. United Estonia responding well after losing the initial pistol. Roma, Dream and Lumji all pushing towards A, and Jenko and Red Snake once again at B. Jenko is going to take this kind of defensive position, but UE are going to be pushing up Banana once again. Flashes will come out as they start to move in. Jenko is there with the Swag 7 once again. He did some work with it last round, does get a few connections and a few hit markers, but he's not able to take anyone out just yet. And Joe responds with a shotgun of his own.
Yeah, Joe taking him down with the sawn off there. Joe will eventually be traded out. The revenge frag coming in off the back of Roma. Red Snake, bit of an awkward spot as he's pushed out aggressively towards Car. Let's get the information from up to back up, just hold this crossfire. And you can just see everyone with so much confidence right now in their peaks. They're just going for this very crazy style of CS. Lumji has the crossfire with Roma at mid. Unfortunately, Mick is going to take him down, rips his way through him with that Tech 9. If there is a peek towards Boiler, though, Lumji should be able to punish Alexi, and he does so very easily. Just one tap with that Mag 7. Red Snake coming in from behind as well. Can catch Mick off guard here. Gives himself time to actually compose himself before he finds the frag. It's a 3 versus 3. It's going to be a bit of a heart-pounding one. They need to just slow down a little bit now as the bomb goes down.
Yep, the bomb is down, and they will try to get in some decent afterplant. Does look like Infused is going to try and push through Library. Red Snake does actually pick up the kill with a 5-7, so he puts himself in a 1v1 situation. He has got the Mag 7, but that is not going to be able to respond against the scout from Chetty once again, who actually I think has picked up... He's got 7 kills, and I'm not surprised if all 7 of those... Well, probably excluding the pistol round, but maybe 5 of those have been from a scout.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well. It's great to see this sort of scout coming into action. It's one of these very organic weapons with a player like him that is basically just roaming around the map, trying to find those initial openers. It's working so very well. Infused, going for those early aggressive information plays, just trying to bring the battle towards them. They're just receiving his gifts of an early bullet straight into the cranium time and time again. Still the nades going down towards mid, transfers a little bit of damage over. Quite a nice nade actually, unfortunately for Jenko. Confidence doesn't work out in his favour as he gets absolutely obliterated, just completely brutalised by Mick. And Mick is on a bit of a warpath right now, storming his way in towards that B bomb site. Now going to clear those angles and then get that bomb planted very early on, and it just rides on the 3 Musketeers.
I like the aggressive positioning from Mick as well, just straight away just pushing around that smoke, because the smoke wasn't covering off from CT, so he says, look, I'll just push around through it, I'll make sure that no one's there, as he now pushes around. And actually he's going to push towards this A site. I mean, there's not really any weapons to be hunting. Maybe they just want to get some more kills on the board. This is going to be a formality of a round for United Estonia. They just need to make sure they stay alive, as Mick does get the kill on Dream. Means that we just have Roma left on his own as the final defense. Chetty, once again, with his scout to finish off the round in style. And they have a 3-1 lead here. And actually, this is looking pretty good for United Estonia right now.
Yeah, great stuff, obviously, just being allowed to get these frags. Infused playing a bit callously, just working into that, obviously, that sort of quite enjoyable mix style is seems to be what they're actually whipping out. They're just playing quite light-heartedly right now. The buy will come in, but obviously the cash wasn't fantastic. Economy not really gone in their favour with the amount of force buys they've gone for. Red Snake, unfortunately, doesn't have armour either. Limited nades across the board, so we're probably going to see that aggressive style coming out once more.
Yep, and I wonder if Infused here maybe aren't taking it as seriously as they would have liked to have hoped at first. Perhaps after they lose a few more rounds, they might start to get a little bit more structure out of the play. Jenko does get the initial kill through the smoke with his M4. He will back off to site as Red Snake is just still in CT, waiting for some information as to where he should rotate. But that is the bomb down at B. I don't know if Team Infused did spot that, though, because it is around the wall. And we are in a 4v4 situation. Jenko just kind of taking a defensive position now, waiting to see if UE are going to push in. UE do seem to be favouring that B site right now. They have been doing great work, being able to take down both Red Snake and Jenko have been holding that B site. The Molotovs will come in, and the smokes. This is going to be the push that we were waiting for. Joe gets the initial kill with the AK onto Jenko. Will push onto site, make sure that no one is there. It looks like they are going to be able to get this bomb down, and Red Snake now will push with Lumji from the CT area. They're going to try and take a retake.
Obviously, all groups up. They've got utility to play with. They are zoned out by that smoke on towards CT. Repositioning for Alexi here. Unfortunately, just get caught off guard, and Red Snake was able to tap him down. Rips from the Hellstorm bullets from that M4. Lumji also dispatches Chetty. It's a 2 versus 3 now. Joe taking a beating, but he's able to recover himself. Boaster as well, lying in wait as he just hides there over by Jenny. Takes down Lumji, and now it all rides on the 1 versus 1. Joe versus Roma. Will he be able to find the frag? The push coming out on towards the bomb site, just slowly edging around as he goes for the jump face. The agility on display. But Joe had the patience, pulled the trigger, and takes him down.
Fantastic there. Fantastic patience from Joe, actually. I love that when you are in those 1v1 situations, not taking a battle too early, just trying to delay the inevitable for a little bit longer, trying to just allow them to make the push and just keep that angle, keep that Pika's advantage kind of thing going. So fantastic from Joe there. It doesn't mean now that United Estonia are going to have a 4-buy and Infused are going to be on an eco. So this is looking like it's slowly spiraling out of control for Infused. We were expecting a really solid game from them because they do have so much structure, but Joe will get the initial pick with the AK. It looks like the rest of Infused are going to follow suit down Banana. Alexi takes down another one, and Chetty is there now with, instead of the scout, he has an AWP. He picks up the kill. We're in a 4v2 situation.
Barely missing that flick over as well. Would have been able to get another one for free on towards Red Snake, who's just taking the fight towards him. Had that AK-47 in hand and has shown that he can slay as he takes down Chetty. Now it just rides on Red Snake himself, the in-game leader for the side, as one of his brethren has been taken down. Roma hitting the deck. What can Red Snake achieve here?
Boaster still has the bomb, hasn't planted it yet. Looks like he's going back to T-spawn just to kind of group up with the rest of his teammates as they make a decision. They don't want to make any silly plays, they don't want to give away any silly deaths because they do have to think about their economy as well. They are going to move towards B as Red Snake is still just kind of in apps at A, so he won't be able to get to that bomb. And I think, to be honest, he's probably going to save anyway because that AK is going to be pretty important going into the next round, but he will have got knowledge now that they're not at A site after looking at it, and he's just trying to scout out anywhere where they could be.
To be honest, from what we've seen so far, I feel like he probably is just going to go for this. This is it's an interesting game to say the least. Obviously, we said we might see some light-hearted style. But there you have it. Red Snake obviously trying to go in for the push. Unfortunately, will be shut down on towards round 6, and now we're back in round 7. Finally, they've got money to work with. That economy's been so unstable. The amount of forces they've gone for, and obviously the fact as well, just by nature, that CT economy is very hard to build if you're losing these constant rounds and not being able to just take an eco out, take that time to rebuild yourself, actually have a little bit of a bank to work with. They will go for the double up setup though. Limited in utility on 2 of the players, but it shouldn't matter too much. Can Dream find the opener? That will be really the critical factor. Unfortunately, can't be the catalyst into the round. Wanted to claim one, but didn't really work out.
Jenko was taking an aggressive position on B site once again, but he did have to fall back. So he now is just kind of looking towards his wagon, see if he can pick out anyone, but no one's pushing down Banana just yet, as Dream is going to get taken down by Joe, and they might push towards this A site now. Red Snake with the M4 just kind of looking through this smoke. Alexi knows that someone is there, he's going to be very patient. Might be able to catch Red Snake off guard here, actually. He just needs to kind of peek out, he won't know he's there. But Red Snake needs to be careful as he pushes round. And we don't actually see it. Red Snake, yeah, there we go. Red Snake does get taken down by Alexi eventually. We are now in a 3v2 advantage for the terrorists. And Roma has it all to do here at A site. And I wouldn't be surprised actually if United Estonia push back to B.
Yeah, that play coming in, obviously they're aware, and there's now only one man on the site. That nade, she will be fluffed a little bit, bounces completely out of target. Oh, aggressive play coming out. Alexi just trying to take the fight towards Jenko, knife in hand. Would be a little bit quicker as he glided through the air, but Jenko was able to find the frag. Gets a second one for free as well. He's on for the hat-trick right now after Pete comes out from Boaster. Looking like he might want to try and go a bit aggressive, but they use that utility. Can smoke it off. One of them just jumping on the bomb to try and force the Pete. Boaster not falling into it, but it doesn't even matter. He takes him down through the smoke.
Yep. Boaster trying to just walk through slowly. But Jenko had an idea of whereabouts he might be. The amount of times we've seen players hit shots through smokes today is absolutely unreal. I mean, one that happened in the last semi-final, Weber got a deagle shot through smoke, was just crazy. These players are well practiced and they definitely know how to use these weapons. Now, Infused have got another round on the board. That looked a little bit more structured, and that's looking like the Infused that we were expecting in this game. I mean, we said this might be a bit of a show match, but at some point, Infused are certainly going to realize, actually, we don't want to be finishing 4th place. We're not going to want to go down without a fight here. We definitely don't want to look like the worst team. We've seen it, we've heard a bit of laughter down on the stage. United Estonia are definitely having fun with themselves. And I would be too if I was playing possibly the last competitive game of Inferno.
See right now as well. Finally, the first sort of slow round we've actually seen coming out from Infused. Not going for those aggro peaks early on. They do have one shotgun over on Dream. Economy looking kind of alright. They've been able to scrape through into this one. Do have a fairly effective buyout. And they're playing a little bit smarter CS now. Actually returning to form.
This is kind of what we expected. I think that maybe they just got a bit overzealous to start with. Thought they'd have a little bit of fun, but now they're actually like, let's get down to business, as Dream does take down Joe with his Mag 7 and will hold that apps. Now, as Lumji also picks off Mick, who was trying to get round through mid. Chetty will get a nice pick through the pillar, actually. Now we'll be shouting to his teammates, look, we can push through to short if we want to. But Boaster actually responds with a nice AK kill. We're in a 3v3 situation. Chetty will get another kill onto Jenko, and now they can push onto this A site, but they need to be careful because a member of Infused is there waiting for them, but Boaster takes one down. And it looks like it's just down to Roma. He's going to hide in the smoke, see if he can catch someone off guard. But they definitely don't know he's there right now.
Yeah, Roma, great timing as well. So unfortunate for Boaster as he was just fumbling with his nades. Was able to get that opening frag, and he's quick on the rotate as well. Aware that this is going to be a B-bomb site play. Alexi has arrived on the scene. Chetty was just going for the late round lurk to see if Roma did go through Library. But unfortunately, he has decided to work his way up through Banana. Just rides on if he can find these opening frags and make his life so much easier. He has that all-important kit done.
Yeah, he just pushes through the smoke. He's not able to quite get the spray down. He will be aware that there will be probably a player at CT. Throws a grenade in. Now he will push onto site. He's going to get aggressive on Alexi because he really needs to take this player out first before he takes the 1v1. Unfortunately for him, Alexi's AK does take him down. Another round on the board for United Estonia, and that will cripple the economy of Team Infused. And it does look like they will force up with a couple of Mag 7s here.
And obviously those shotguns going to be coming out, going for the full Zeo play. Let's see what they can achieve into this one. They still keep going with that aggressive CS. I don't doubt anything more than Chetty just getting a 4K this round.
I mean, Chetty's been doing some absolute work this game, even with the scout earlier as he gets the early pick with the AWP, as Dream was trying to push down aggressively through mid. He will give word now to his team. Look, there's one down through mid. Let's kind of get aggressive. Let's push. And I think United Estonia will maybe be offended by how Infused have been playing so far. They have not shown them any respect whatsoever, and United Estonia just look like a different class. But Jenko gets a nice kill. He will kind of try and hold this site, but he will get taken down, and now they can start to push around. It does look like the flank is going to come from Roma.
Now going to begin to work their way over. The smokes are down. It's going to block them out for a little bit. Ramji won't opt to do the UE play and just charge his way through the smoke. Tries to do the smart thing, working his way through ruins. But unfortunately, Alex, he was there. Barely in time, but it still counts. Roma with a nice 1D actually takes down Boaster, but Chetty with a fast revenge frag.
And we're in a situation now where the economy is still not great from Infused, and someone has brought up again. So clearly there is a game plan from Infused. They want to win one of these rounds with kind of scouts, deagles, mag 7s.
They're just going for the forces right now. I mean, clearly this is... It's fun and games.
You can say they're having fun and they're enjoying themselves. United Estonia have taken advantage of this and they're taking it a little bit more seriously, but it is all to play for. There is prize money on the line and you don't want to be finishing in that 4th place position. Some early picks from Team Infused. We are in a 3v3 situation. Jenko will back off and pick up the AK, but Alexei does take down Red Snake. Jenko will respond with the trade, and now we're in a 2v2. And actually, an AWP in the hand of Chetty, so they can get into a decent position and they can push together. They should be able to take this round as well. It might be a situation of Scout versus AWP, actually, and judging by how Chetty's been playing so far, I'd be expecting him to win that kind of battle. But he does only have 31 HP, so just the tag from Roma Scout would take him down.
That's the awkward thing as well. The positioning from Roma, obviously on site, he really won't be able to use that Scout as effectively in close range unless he wants to just try and go for those quick, fast flicks. I think that might help him out a little bit as well. PT50 in hand, just holding out. The angle isn't going to work in his favour. Boaster clearing the site quite patiently. He's able to just rip his way through him. Quite an artist with the AK, that man. And now it just rides on Jenko in a 1 versus 2.
Yeah, he's going to be pushing into this site, see if he can take down. It's definitely doable, especially with the help of Chetty. He does take down Chetty, and now we have Boaster just left on his own in the pit. Jenko doesn't really know he's there, needs to be careful. He now has the information, but Boaster manages to get the kill, put their 8th round on the board. And well, the economy still crippled from Infused. I mean, how many rounds have they lost in a row now? So actually, they still need, because they won that 1 round in between all of these, it means that they won't be able to get those consistent buys out. Their economy isn't going to be great, but they do have an M4 to work with, 2 M4s to work with, in fact. So it's definitely not over yet. And actually, Mick having to buy the Tech 9. So the money's not perfect for United Estonia either.
Yeah, I mean, basically it is sort of that just force till you die. That's all they're going for here. It's nothing really too crazy or structured. Joe with the aggressive push as well. Seems like he might actually be able to brush past Dream, but instead gives him a little hug. Dream actually, I believe, landed a no-scope there from how close he was. I mean, just a little bit awkward, but he does take him down. Red Snake with a peek with a Nova, wants to try and punish anyone at the top banana. But they'll be able to hold his ground for the meantime. It's going to be a 3 versus 3 though, and that bomb just waiting. Red Snake, he's hungry, wants to try and go back in for seconds. The peek comes out, lands the tag, but couldn't quite convert that into the frag, and Alexei will put him in an early grave.
It's like taking candy from a baby at the moment. United Estonia taking full advantage of Team Infused, just constantly trying to force up, trying to force around in their favour to try and get back into this game. But at the moment, it's not really working. There are 2 M4s in the hands of Infused, and they may choose to try and save them, but unfortunately they are, well, Roma does get taken down by Chetty, and now Chetty is going to get the plant. Jenko's going to move around through CT, and once again, they're in a 1v3 situation where the bomb has been planted.
Yep, Jenko coming in towards the scene. We know just how accurate this man can be. Definitely deadly with a rifle in his hands, but Chedley just a little bit quicker off the hunt there. We'll be able to pull that trigger and take him down.
Chetty is on 17 kills right now. This man is doing absolute work with both the Scout and the AWP. I don't even know if he's missed a shot yet. So fantastic from him. And, you know, I'm not entirely surprised. United Estonia had a great semi-final game where they performed extremely well. They could have even found themselves in the final if a few rounds had just gone in their favour. But now they are in this 3rd place playoff. They're 9-2 up and they're looking good as Chetty actually tags his own teammate there. And Mick will be taken down by the Deagle because of it.
Yeah, out. Alexi with a response as well, though. The revenge frag comes up. There's a 3 versus 3. Make that a 3 versus 4 now as Dream actually takes down Joe, just tapping away with that hand cannon. Aggression towards Banana as well. They're just going to try and flood their way down, take the fight to the side of United Estonia. But Alexi just locked and loaded as he just hides over by logs. Everyone just peeking in towards him. He's just getting these frags for free.
He is. He's just going to push down Banana now. This round should be a formality as well, judging by the weapons that are on the side of Infused. Jetty picks up yet another AWP kill, and Roma will be the last defense here at B side. But if United Estonia just push together, face together, they will get the kill, and Alexi does finish off the round. 10-2 now to United Estonia. Are we looking at like something like a 13-2 on T side? And then, let's be honest, United Estonia with such a lead going into a very CT heavy map, you'd be expecting them to win this one now.
I mean, here's the thing though, right? We're seeing this aggressive style where clearly Infused are just going for the overpeaks. They're just playing sort of as if it's just a bit of fun, just trying to do that. You never know, because then going into that, where if UE just want to try and also do the same in their CT half, they're still fighting it out, just going for this deathmatch style of CS. The tables could turn a little bit, so we'll have to wait and see. Jenko, so unfortunate, missing the AWP shot, actually lands a tag through the wood there, but couldn't quite convert it in the end. Red Snake had to save his life for him, and now it's just Joe and Boaster as the reigning 2 members of that side. Joe doing work with that Papa Pop though, as he takes down Red Snake. Wants to try and link the second frag as well towards Jenko, tapping away the Tech 9, but Boaster is going to be the man to do the damage. Roma gets shut down, and it all rides on Jenko. AWP in hand. Can he find the frags?
And how many times have we seen Jenko being the last survivor for his team? But this time he has an AWP to work with, rather than just the M4s that he has had. But, I mean, actually, I'd probably rather an M4 in a 1v2 situation on Inferno. It looks like UE are going to favour the A plant once again. Jenko might get caught off guard here. No, actually, he picks up the kill on Joe. We'll now look for this final player in Boaster. Boaster pushes out of pit, and Jenko finally wins one of these clutch situations. We'll put the 3rd round on the board for Infused. That's more like it. That's more what I expect from this Infused lineup. And I think you're right. I mean, they're obviously having fun with this. Maybe when United Estonia go onto the CT side, they'll get aggressive as well, and that might play into the hands of Infused. You never know.
Yeah, there's a lot sort of up for grabs right now. Ifs and buts on how this one's going to go down. As I said at the beginning, it does sort of just remind me of CSS mixes. It's that sort of aggressive play style. Definitely interesting to watch, though. You don't get to see a lot of this very often.
Well, you heard it from Jackie himself. If you are watching, this is probably going to be the last time you'll ever see Inferno in competitive, at least for now. Anyway, Jenko opens up the killing on Mick. Alexi picking up a kill as well. They will be pushing down this Banana. It does look like Red Snake is there waiting. Manages to pick off Joe, and we're in a 3v3 situation. We keep seeing this 2 trades just coming out so early on this Banana. And then usually UE get the better trade, and then they leave just 1 player from Infused to try and finish off the round. But Alexi actually is facing some real damage now, and they will back off, and maybe they're going to head towards this A side.
Dream. Scout in hand, could actually do some damage here. Obviously going to play into the fact of the extra mobility you have of a weapon like that as he swings wide towards mid. Didn't quite land the frag, and it gave Boaster a window to just push his way up and then just tap him down. 2 versus 3. Not fantastic for either side, but the push towards A is going to be interesting to say the least. Roma as well, just that late round lurk coming down, clearing his angles as he goes for that push from behind. The backstab could be absolutely vital here.
Yeah, but Red Snake does get taken down by Boaster, so now it will be another 3v1 situation. Roma is the man who has to go clutch for Infused this time. Pushing through mid, like Jenko did last round. Although Jenko had a little bit more to work with, Boaster is just hiding around here. He will wait for Roma, he will get the early peek, but actually hesitates slightly. Maybe he was just trying to show off a little bit. Roma does get the kill, but Chetty will respond with an AWP kill. Chetty now finds himself with 20 frags. This man is doing some absolute work. On the other side, Jenko on 16, but Lungy, the kind of player that has been performing well all season, only on 4 kills. Now, taking it seriously or not taking it seriously, there is still a lot of pride on the line, a lot of reputation. These teams do swap and change so very often, so you're going to want to be putting a good light for the rest of the community. You're going to be showing that you are going to be playing with the big boys here. As United Estonia going into this final round of the half, an 11-3 lead. We see the Banana push once again as Mick and Alexi pick off 2 members with Molotov and AK respectively. And a fantastic response from Lumji with the P250. He's going to hide behind sandbags, but taken down by Alexi as well. 4v2 situation, only pistols left, 2 deagles. Not looking too great for Infused. I think we're looking at a 12-3 here, Jack.
Most likely so, and then somehow Dream and Roma just turn to demigods, this dynamic duo. They've been together for quite some time, but
What can they actually achieve here in this final retake? Unfortunately, Roma is going to be taken down very quickly by Chetty. The absolute monster he's been, and Joe comes hopping in from behind, pulls the trigger, and takes down Dream.
Well, that is not what I was expecting. I think it's what you were expecting. You were expecting some drama, some showcasing, these players just having fun.
Just more of a chilled out style. But
I mean, I've always known Inferno to be a CT map. I'm not sure Infused agree with me. They were like, nah, we're just going to get aggressive. We're going to push down Banana every round. We're just going to have some fun here. And that's what they did. It is Inferno after all. It's your last kind of Inferno that we're ever going to see.
the last radio.
So go out with a bang is what these people are going to say. But United Estonia are going to switch over onto the CT side. I wonder if they're going to go for this aggressive approach as well, just try and get as much kills on the board, or whether they're going to play it a little bit more passively, a little bit more, let's say, normally. And actually, it's kind of, this is what we were expecting out of United Estonia. We were expecting them to be the team to be the more random element and Infused to have more structure, but it seems to be roles reversed right now.
I think one thing plays into another though, because obviously Infused just playing for that fun sort of style of CS, they're going for these early peaks. So all you have to do is basically sit towards bottom banana, hold mid. Everyone's just going to push into you, and you're able to find these frags ridiculously easy. So it's more of just everyone's having a bit of fun, and it's definitely something.
A little bit of banter in the chat as well. I think Yui said, Jenko, you're coming to us next season. Trying to steal players already. You've not even finished yet, guys. You're still in the third place playoff. Like I said, UK teams, they do like to switch around a little bit. And after not making the finals, probably will see changes going into next season. But a 12-3 lead for United Estonia is definitely a commanding lead indeed. Now, if they are able to pick up the pistol, you'd think that will probably be all she wrote. And you're looking at maybe even a 16-3, which actually looks really bad on Infused's part.
Yeah, it could be a little bit awkward, obviously. Not the result you'd want. I mean, I don't know if this is kind of the thing, because as well, both of these teams obviously wanted to try it and secure that second place spot at the very least. So once they've got kind of to hit that first place decider, maybe it's just sort of come to what it is, where let's just go out on the bang. Let's just do it.
It is what it is. These players are just having fun. If you are just tuning in, guys, this is the third place playoff here at the ESL CSGO UK Premiership between Team Infused and United Estonia. Both of these teams lost in their respective semi-finals 2-1. Our final will be coming up later between the Working Men and Reason Gaming, which is surely going to be an amazing final. I'm really excited for it. I don't know about you, Jackie. I mean, you'll be casting it with Munchables, and I'm going to look forward to watching that one. And personally, I think Working Men are expected to win, but after watching Reason and after seeing how well Weber was performing, I think Reason are really within a chance.
So that's a scary factor, right? Obviously, as well, we saw how the Working Men, in some cases, seems like things seem to affect them a little bit, and it wasn't as fantastic. It took a long time before they finally switched back into the Working Men we wanted to see. So they really all need to be firing from all cylinders in that grand final, or Reason coming in should be able to shut it down, obviously, the structured side. And here comes the Buys into this first pistol run once again. Let's see if we're just going to see that all-out mid-aggression once again, Dan. It would be a pretty interesting way to kick off the first pistol run. It's the Deagles in hands for two of the players on the side of Team Infused, but they can't quite utilize them. Jetty will land one tag on towards Lumgy, pops his head clean off, and Mick takes down Jenko as well.
Yeah, and those early picks will mean that there is an advantage for United Estonia, but Roma does take down Alexi. Boaster and Mick will respond though, leaving Red Snake on his own. And that is 13-3. That is the pistol round going to United Estonia. Now with the money in their favor, you'd think they are very likely to be taking this game. But, I mean, the Deagle buys coming out of Infused just says a lot. It speaks volumes for me about what they think of this third place playoff, which is a shame. But, you know, it happens sometimes if you are disappointed in yourselves. If they have finished second every season, they just weren't happy, and they just wanted a fourth place instead. They wanted to make some form of headline this tournament.
I mean, obviously 4 is half of 2, so it's kind of a different statistic, but in some ways it works, right?
It will. Now, Chetty is just going to be using this scout as he has done all game. Everyone seems to be dying on the Infused lineup, just leaving the man himself, Lumgy, on his own with the Deagle. Tries to hide behind the plant pot, but Alexi says, look, Sunshine, we want to get this over and done with. We'll take third place. We'll happily let you guys have fourth. Now they can buy up a little bit more. Infused are going to force with some Tech 9s, Deagles. You see one SMG into play here, but Mick actually has a shotgun, and so does Joe, so they're going to have some fun with this. But I think we're going to be looking at players like Alexi and Boaster with that AWP, and that FAM has to be finishing off this round.
Aggression once again, though. They are just going to still going for these peaks, swinging their way wide. What can they do towards Banana? This is where it's going to be quite interesting. Actually, Mick with the
Good old auto shotgun, but couldn't do too much. His teammates falling all around him as well. And looks like Infused might actually be able to pick this one up. Great stuff from Red Snake as he slays Joe down, tapping away through him with a Mach 10. It just rides on Boaster now. A 1 versus 3, but look at their health. Everyone has been beaten and bruised. They're not looking too fantastic at all, but they're spread quite thin. If Boaster wants to try and go for this, he definitely could just mop it up and actually pick this one up.
Yeah, but unfortunately he is at A site, so he's got a long way to go, and I don't think he's probably got the time to be able to take out 3 players and then get the defuse, but I have seen stranger things happen. Incredible kills coming out of some of these Infused players with the deagle shots across the map. Boaster is spotted here at CT. Will take down Red Snake, but now he's probably just going to back off, keep this FAMAS in hand, and save it for the next round.
I think Red Snake was going for the knife. He wanted to go for the butcher play, but didn't really work out.
You know, sometimes you've just got to go for a knife. Just get that extra money, because that's exactly what Infused need right now. They need a little bit more moolah, because, you know, they've got to win, what, 11 rounds? Whilst, you know, Estonia only need 2, so yeah, Infused can do this, right? I mean, they've got a great chance of winning this game. This definitely isn't a formality that, you know, United Estonia are just going to win this with ease.
Well, here's the thing as well, though. From a standpoint as well, they have forced them into that state of economic peril. They won that first round on the pistol, went in for a very heavy buy, and it sort of damaged them a little bit. Quite shaky now, but they've actually squeezed out a fairly effective one with armor across the board, 3 deagles. The AWP on Chetty, we know just how powerful he can be, a one-man army when he wants to go for these peaks, but it's actually going to be Mick to take down Dream instantly. There, the big come out as well, and a nice flick from Chetty to just swipe down Jenko. 3 versus 3, quite early on into the round, with 1 minute 30 still on the clock, and there's been a bloodbath. Joe's going to keep it rolling as well, taps away and shuts down Red Snake. Lumgy and Roma, last 2 men left standing. Can they stop them, or will you be claiming match point right now?
Yep, Chetty just going to kind of position himself, does get the early shot onto Roma. Nice shot there. Won't quite land the second, but Boaster will be there to clear up. And now United Estonia are only 1 round away from being our 3rd place finishers here at the ESL CSGO UK Premiership. And I think it's quite funny. We said when we were analysing before this game, we said, oh, Inferno, yeah, we're expecting some really slow rounds, some methodical thought, and it's been complete opposite. There's been fast-paced, there's been a lot of kills. Chetty on 26 on the other side, Roma and Jenko both with 18 as well. And now United Estonia, it's probably going to be a formality. They just need to finish off this round, but they're probably going to want to finish it off in style.
Yeah, the push coming out as well, trying to find some frags. Nice stuff from Joe. And there it is with a hat-trick. The 3-man spray down as he just rips through everyone that wants to offer themselves up to him. The human sacrifices. Red Snake hits the ground. And there you have it. That is going to be a 16-4 scoreline. Only 20 rounds for UE to snap that one up. An interesting game.
Yeah, it is an interesting game. United Estonia just clearly wanted it a bit more. Well, a lot more than Infused, and they were clearly the better side when it came to that game. But they are our 3rd place finishers, and unfortunately Infused will fall down to 4th place after finishing 2nd in so many of our seasons. But let's look ahead. Let's look towards this final, because that's what we are all here for, this final later on today. We have the Working Men versus Reason Gaming. Both won 2-1 in the games. Both looked a little shaky against possibly what people would consider weaker sides. Are you thinking we're going to be seeing another 2-1, or are you thinking there might be a 2-0 sweep? I know obviously map vetoes will make a difference, so I'm putting you on the spot a little bit.
It's going to be interesting, right? Because here's the thing, you've got a side that has so much individual firepower behind them in the sort of the Working Men that can definitely do the damage, but you've got a lot more structure over on Reason, and you've also got that firepower. There's no one I wouldn't say isn't as talented as anyone else on that side of either of these teams. Everyone can definitely bring their A game. If they're firing from all cylinders, it just depends who's going to be able to pop off at the correct times. I mean, the Working Men, if they get a nice early start, potentially as well, depending on map, if they can get a T side, be able to warm up a little bit earlier with the AK in your hands, it's a little bit easier to sort of go for those aggressive style of plays. That can play in quite effectively as well. But it is going to be a lot different from our 3rd place deciding match that we just saw. This is going to be the big dogs coming in here. Everything is to play for. They want that 1st place, and it's really going to be about it.
Yeah, I definitely think if you have just tuned in and you're thinking, what on earth is going on? This was our 3rd place playoff. They were having fun. The final is going to be very serious, and personally I think it's going to be a bit of a Robin versus Weber kind of death match. These 2 guys are the teammates you're going to be looking for. And well, we're showing you a few replays. There were some fantastic moments that did happen. Some unexpected ones for sure. Chetty was really, I mean, regardless of a show match or not, where players maybe weren't taking it seriously, Chetty performed fantastically with those sniper rifles. So commendations to him. He played extremely well, and I want to go and shake that man's hand later. But that will bring us to the end of the 3rd place playoff final, and congratulations to United Estonia. They didn't quite make it to the final today, but they have grabbed themselves 3rd place. But we do have the final coming up next. So don't go anywhere. We're going to have a short break, and when we're back, we will have the final Working Men versus Reason Gaming.